So I'm going to call the meeting to order now. First, due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, in accordance with Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, OML, public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations, quote, through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining Zoom meeting ID 857-9728-7177 or by calling 312-626-6799. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Samantha Benoit, Administrative Coordinator at espanoit@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 114 prior to the meeting. Next order of business is the approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda as posted.
Second.
All in favor, I'm going to do a roll call vote. Start with Jess,
Aye.
Ron,
Ron, aye.
and John,
Aye.
and Mike Gibbons, aye. All right. The next item on the agenda is the public hearing, application for variance, building height, DMG Investments LLC, 201 West Main Street, filed January 30th, 2023. I'm going to read the public hearing notice. The Ayer ZBA will conduct a remote public hearing at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, March 15th, 2023, regarding an application by DMG Investments LLC for property located at 201 West Main Street, Ayer, Mass. The applicant is seeking a variance pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw section 10.5.16.c, building height, to increase the maximum building height to 4 stories in the T.5.1 Village Street zone, where 3 stories is allowed. For Zoom or call-in information, please contact espanoit at ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 114. And this was advertised on February 24th, 2023 and March 3rd, 2023 in the Neshoba Valley Voice. And do we have anybody from the applicant on with us?
Good evening, board members. Attorney Tom Gibbons for DMG Investments.
So go ahead, Attorney Gibbons. Sorry.
Yep, no problem. So I represent DMG Investments LLC. With me tonight is Kian Hamill from DMG and Daryl Filippi from Bergmeyer Architects. DMG Investment LLC has the property located at 201 West Main Street under agreement, and they propose to construct a mixed-use development on the property. And we're requesting 3 variances tonight. However, due to the fact that the chairman's not at the meeting tonight, and we prefer to have 5 members to voting on a variance, we would ask that the public hearing, having been opened, be immediately continued to your next meeting.
Thank you, Attorney Gibbons. Guys, I'm fine with that. Is everybody else okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I'll take a motion.
But just one comment. So I think you'll have to open each meeting separately, because this one is for the height at 6 p.m. 6:10 was for the lot width, and 6:15 was for the parking requirement. So unfortunately, I think we're going to have to wait till each time for the subsequent 2.
We will.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing. Oops, wrong thing. Continue the public hearing for the application by DMG Investments LLC, seeking a variance for building height to increase the maximum building height to 4 stories, where 3 are allowed, continue to April 19th.
Second.
All right. Roll call vote. Jess,
Aye.
Ron,
Ron, aye.
John,
Aye.
and Mike Gibbons, aye. And like Attorney Gibbons just reminded us, because of the posting times, we are going to have to wait 5 minutes to open up the next public hearing, and then 5 more minutes after that for the following applications. In the meantime, Sam, would it be okay if we took meeting minutes out of order? Yeah.
That would be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, then, instead of just sitting around, why don't we do that? Did everybody have a chance to look at the meeting minutes?
I did.
Any edits or anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take a motion.
Make a motion for approval of minutes, January 11th, 2023.
Second,
Roll call vote. Jess,
aye.
Ron,
Ron, aye.
and John.
Aye.
And Mike Gibbons, aye.
Make a motion for approval of meeting minutes, January 18th, 2023.
Second,
Roll call vote. Jess,
aye.
Ron,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and I vote aye as well. All right. Well, we've got 4 minutes, so if everybody can just hang on, put yourself on mute, and hang out, and then we'll jump into it at 6:10. All right.
We're gonna work on this music on hold stuff.
I know. I was hoping Sam would have something queued up, but
I thought Ron
Yeah,
was going to
or-
sing.
I'd entertain it. All right, I've got 6:10 on the nose. I'm going to open the public hearing. The Ayer ZBA. Well, let me do it this way. I'm going to open the public hearing, an application for a variance with DMG Investments LLC, 201 West Main Street, filed January 30th, 2023. And okay, the Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals will conduct a remote public hearing at 6:10 p.m. on Wednesday, March 15th, 2023, regarding an application by DMG Investments LLC for property located at 201 West Main Street, Ayer, Mass. The applicant is seeking a variance pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw section 10.5.16.b lot width to increase the maximum lot width to 254.1 feet in the T.5.1 Village Street Zone, where the maximum lot width is 192 feet. For Zoom/call-in information, please contact Espanoit at air.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 114. And this was advertised on February 24th, 2023 and March 3rd, 2023 in the Neshoba Valley Voice.
Board members, again, Tom Gibbons for DMG Investment LLC, and we would ask that this public hearing be continued to your next meeting with the hopes of having 5 members present.
Fine by me. If that's fine with everyone else, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to continue the meeting for DMG Investments LLC seeking a variance pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw section 10.5.16b for lot width to increase the maximum lot width to 254.1 feet in the T5.1 Village Street Zone, where the maximum lot width is 192 feet. Continue to April 19th.
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Jess,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and Mike Gibbons, aye. Hang on for 3 more minutes and we'll do it again.
Did we lose Sam?
It looks like we might have. Which, is okay. Hopefully, I mean, this meeting's being recorded, so for the purpose of the minutes, she should be okay there. As long as we don't get disconnected from Zoom, I'm not sure. I'm sure she's the host. In fact, actually, it looks like Attorney Gibbons is the host, which is interesting. So, Attorney Gibbons, I'd ask that if
I
you
just
have
dialed in, but
that's interesting. If you have the ability to make someone else host after the next reading of the public hearing, maybe we could do that. If not, Let
See
me
that
let me try
someone's
and
waiting to be admitted. Oop, I guess I am the host. I just admitted somebody that was in the waiting room.
Okay. That's Gary. All right. I'm going to give Sam a quick call while we're waiting for this next public hearing. Hold on just one moment. Well, folks, I just got a text message from Sam. She's completely lost internet. So let me see if I can make myself host. Bear with me for a moment. Attorney Gibbons, do you know how to make someone else a host?
Don't. But if
Okay.
anybody does and I need to do something on this end, I'll be happy to do it.
All right. Let's wait until after we continue the next public hearing. I just don't want to see Attorney Gibbons leave the meeting and have the whole meeting end. So
Yeah.
that would be problematic.
I'm betting this is related to the wind and,
I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
yeah. Weather conditions.
Isn't there an alternative for,
Hmm?
is there an alternative for teleconference?
I don't
Just get
know
on the telephone.
where it wasn't posted with the agenda. I'm not sure. And like I said, my concern is that if Attorney Gibbons leaves the meeting, it may ask him to end meeting for all.
We can't figure it out. I'll leave the computer going so that the meeting can continue.
That would be great. Let's see. Let's see. All right. All right.
We
Well,
could
in the
all
interim,
run to town hall. Still,
well,
how
I'm
long is
not
this
sure.
stuff gonna last?
I don't
How
know.
long is this remote meeting stuff's gonna go on?
Well, the governor just continued it for 2 more years, but sometimes
You're
I think
kidding.
it's more difficult for us to meet via Zoom than it would be in person. But
That's
okay,
more
looks-
convenient, but I don't know.
yeah,
But I don't know.
until we run into this.
something.
Looks like Sam's back on.
Oh, great.
You're muted.
Just my laptop. Everything else in the house is fine. Just this.
All right. Well,
I'm
I'm
terribly
glad
sorry.
we've got you back, and it kept us entertained as we waited for 6:15 to roll around, so that was good.
So you did continue the other one and it was fine.
We continued the public hearing at 6:10. We're about to move on to the third public hearing of the evening.
All right.
And
All
I
right.
made the motion and I think John seconded,
Correct.
and just basically reading the public
Yeah.
notice.
All right. It being 6:15 p.m., we're going to hear. I'm going to open the public hearing, an application for variance parking requirements by DMG Investments LLC, 201 West Main Street, filed January 30th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing. Or do you have to read the?
I usually do.
Yeah, you do. Never
All
mind.
right, so here's the public hearing notice. The Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals will conduct a remote public hearing at 6:15 p.m. on Wednesday, March 15th, 2023, regarding an application by DMG Investments LLC for property located at 201 West Main Street, Ayer, Mass. The applicant is seeking a variance pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw section 9.1.3 off-street parking requirements and section 9.1.5.A.2 compact car parking spaces to reduce the required off-street parking from 288 spaces to 172 spaces and to increase the maximum percentage of compact car parking spaces from 10% to 20% For Zoom/call-in information, please contact Espanoit at air.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 114. And this was advertised February 24th, 2023, and March 3rd, 2023 in the Neshoba Valley Voice.
Good evening, board members. Again, Tom Gibbons for DMG Investment LLC, and we would ask that this public hearing be continued to your next meeting with the hopes of having 5 members present.
Great. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing to April 19th for DMG Investments LLC, seeking a variance pursuant to Air zoning bylaw, section 9.1.3 for off-street parking requirements and section 9.1.5.A.2 for compact car parking spaces.
Second.
Roll call vote. Jess,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and I vote aye as well. All right. Thank you,
Thank you
Attorney
very
Gibbons.
much. Do I need to hang on, or Sam, have you taken back control of the meeting? You're all set. Okay,
We're
thank
good.
you very much. We'll see you on the 19th of April.
Great. Thank you.
Take care.
Hey,
All right.
well,
go
we
ahead.
have a minute before the 6:20. Oh, it just turned 6:20, but how do you switch hosts for future?
I was just going to say, Sam, in the future, if it's, and run it through Cindy and IT.
Yeah.
But if you'd like, you can make me a co-host, you know, assuming I'm going to be at the meeting, because I do Zoom a lot for work. And so
Okay.
I would be more than comfortable doing it if you run into that issue. All right.
And I thought of that as soon as it went down and I
Yeah.
went, oh, I should have done that.
Hindsight's 2020. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, it is 6:20. And so I'm going to open the next public hearing, an application for variance for Ayer 22 LLC at 22-7 Fitchburg Road, which was filed on January 27th, 2023. Just give me one moment. All right. The Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals will conduct a remote public hearing at 6:20 p.m. on Wednesday, March 15th, 2023, regarding an application by Ayer 22 LLC, Advanced Auto Parts, for property located at 22-7 Fitchburg Road, Ayer, Mass. The applicant is seeking a variance pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw section 9.5.5, Appendix C, to permit 3 signs where 2 are permitted and to allow the installation of wall signs at 17 feet, 11 and a half inches, where 15 feet, I believe it should say, is allowed. For Zoom/call-in information, please contact Espanoit at air.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 114. This was advertised on March 1st, 2023 and March 8th, 2023 in the Lowell Sun. Do we have any representatives or the applicant present?
I'm here.
Great. Please introduce yourself and present what you'd like.
Good evening. My name is Gary Potts. I am the owner of Professional Permits. Our offices are located at 58171 Dragonfly Court in Osceola, Indiana. I'm here tonight on behalf of the owner, Ayer 22 LLC, as well as the tenant, Advanced Auto Parts. Tonight, we are seeking a variance from the zoning ordinance to install 2 wall signs that are both above the code allowed height of 15 feet. We want to install those at a height of 17 feet, 11 and a half inches, which is a variance of 2 foot, 11 and a half inches. The ordinance also limits the number of signs to 2, and we are requesting a 3rd sign on the property, a variance of 1 sign, and the sum total of the square footage of all of those signs would be 139 feet. Code allowed is 124.5, so it's a variance of 15 feet. The reason that we're requesting the variance is the facade design on the building is such that the SO1 sign on the front over the entrance would be installed at the 15-foot height. It would basically, the bottom of the letters would be at the top of the glass. So from an aesthetic standpoint, it just wouldn't look right with the prototypical store design for Advanced Auto Parts. And the SO2 sign we're asking for that faces the road would allow for improved motorist wayfinding, just so that they can identify that that's the tenant on the building. So for wall signs to be safe and effective, they must be easily identifiable at the necessary distance to allow for quick visibility and motorist decision-making. According to the National Safety Council regarding shopping centers, we incur tens of thousands of accidents and crashes every year in parking lots and garage structures, results in hundreds of deaths and thousands of injuries. Even though the driver is in the parking lot of the shopping center, it is still, they need to be, the sign needs to be of sufficient size so that they can make quick decision-making and not have to worry about other motorists or pedestrians. We believe that this is important for the variance to be approved to allow for the signs to provide safe and effective motorist wayfinding. We thank you for the time that you've reviewed the application, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Potts. So off the bat, Sam, I just have a quick question. So we've got the variance to allow for 3 signs where, or the request to permit 3 signs where 2 are allowed, and to allow the installation at 17 feet, 11 and a half inches. But Mr. Potts was referencing the square footage of the signs as well, and I don't see a variance for that. Did we need one?
It wasn't included in the packet. Let me pull that up. Give me a second. I can.
Yep, take your time.
I can screen share. And yeah. Fortunately, you're all the way at the bottom. Right. So this is the original application.
That's not me.
That's DMG still.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I think they kick in on page
Yep.
26. There we go.
There they are. This is the original application in which it is only asked for, it looks like height in the addition of 1 sign.
So
The
we've got
last
that last
line
bullet, that last
right there.
bullet point down there.
An additional 15 square feet. Did that get missed?
It may have gotten missed, but even if that is the case, you know, we can't do anything about that this evening, but I'd still like to hear what we've got on the agenda tonight. So why don't we move forward with that? Sam, could you pull up the pictures,
Sure.
the renderings that Mr. Potts submitted? So I guess, you know, and I'll ask for the board's comments on this as well, but my first question is, I'm just trying to wrap my head around where the 3rd sign is going. I see the one on the front, what I think is the side, but where is the 3rd sign? The road sign?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not on the package. It's not part of the package. The original submittal, I believe it's already permitted.
Okay.
So that was the variance request didn't include that in the artwork, but I do have that if you want to see it.
Where is the oversized sign going?
The oversized sign,
Yeah, the one, the increased height.
they're both of them on the wall.
Oh, so they're both 17.
Exactly, they're both 17 feet 11 inches.
So when I sit and look at the signs, what are the signs that are there? The temporary signs, are those 15 or
The
17?
banners, those are, let me see if I have a copy of that. Bear with me 1 second. Those may be installed at 15 feet.
So when I look at those from anywhere in the parking lot where those signs are visible, I mean, they're legible from any spot in that parking lot facing the building. So why would it need to be 2 feet taller, especially facing the parking lot? I mean,
Well, the building aesthetics have that sign band that's in the red. And basically from the grade to the bottom of that red horizontal stripe is 12 feet, 11.5 inches. No, I'm sorry, that's 13 feet. Let's get the brand book open. Yeah, we're about 13 feet. So the top of the sign, the top of the A in advance can only be at 15 feet. So if you are looking at the front elevation with the window, the top of that window is 12 foot, 10 inches. So to go up 2 feet above that, we're going to have part of the sign in the gray and part of it in the red, not in the sign band area.
Mr. Potts, would you say that the design that's been presented is a uniform design for Advanced Auto Parts, or is this unique to this development?
No, that's pretty much their standard building layout, is they have their 3-tone colors and then they have their sign band above the entrance in red
Generally
with
at
the
a
yellow.
peak height of 17 feet, 11 inches? I guess my point is this layout uniform to most Advanced Auto Parts?
I can't speak to the height on every single Advanced Auto Parts, but the building design itself, if it's a standalone building, is going to be the same layout.
Okay, great. Thank you.
so the sign goes above, it goes above the height of the roof, correct?
No, if you're looking at the page that I believe she's sharing, there's this red area here.
Right, and then there's a light tan,
That is part of the wall itself as well.
right? But the roof goes higher than what the tan is?
Correct. On that
Okay.
facade.
Okay, so that didn't answer my question. My question is, if what you're displaying now is a 15-foot sign, it's clearly legible from the entire parking lot, and it's not even illuminated yet. So I don't understand the reasoning for wanting an extra 2 feet. I mean, you can read it from anywhere.
Well, what I'm showing on my building is the banners to the left of the windows. Is that what's there now?
You have 2 signs facing the parking lot.
Yes.
I forget what the second one is, but the Advanced Auto Parts logo, as shown here, you're saying is 15 feet high. And it's clearly illegible from the entire parking lot.
So I think one of the things that we should consider with this one is that obviously this would be a permanent fixture. And so if I'm picking up what you're saying, Mr. Potts, if without the variance as it's currently laid out, the Advanced Auto Parts, the bottom of the lettering would sit pretty much on that glass.
Correct.
And so what they're requesting is the 2 feet, 11 inches so that it's above that. And again, I'm assuming fits their aesthetic, but
It's aesthetics to be in the center of that sign band area. If we put it at 15 feet, that's for the top, it's really gonna it's going to mess with the overall appearance. I mean, people are going to wonder because that's our look of our building. They're going to wonder why the sign is halfway in the gray and halfway in the red, and there's basically 6 feet of red above the advanced auto parts. From an aesthetic standpoint, it's not going to look good. From a visibility standpoint, it's not going to look good.
But you're making it 2 feet higher. So if it's not 2 feet higher, it would be further away from the glass.
What
No,
you're
it'd
what you're seeing in the book there that we submitted, that SO1 sign, that is what we're asking for now. That's the variance.
Right, and if it was smaller, it would be further from the glass.
No, John, he's talking about the placement, not the size of the lettering. It's the placement of the actual physical sign. So
Exactly.
they want to,
Exactly.
well, so if they were to lower it 2.5 feet, go just over 2.5 feet, it would be closer. Looking at this picture, move the whole advanced auto parts down, we'd be closer to the glass.
Then I'm misinterpreting what this is. It's not the size of the sign.
It's the overall height from grade to the top.
Ah,
With this one. Now they do at some point, they're going to probably be back next month to go over the size of the signs. But I think we're going to have to do that piece next month. But this one is just the height of that actual lettering, the advanced auto parts from the ground. Jess, what do you
so
think?
we don't know at this point whether that sign is to code or not. All we know is the height.
So, right, what we'd be voting on tonight is the height of the sign. Now, my guess, and Charlie can confirm this, but they're not going to be able to go forward with the fitting up of these signs until they have the other variants that they need for square footage. If in fact they do need one. So if we were to approve this tonight, they would still be back in front of us, I think, before they could install anything.
So now this sign that we're looking at is going to be the same sign that's on the street side.
That is correct.
And what is the third sign?
It's the freestanding sign at the road.
Oh, because you have 2 signs on the building now on this side.
Yes. So that all the banners will come down. Those are just temporary until we get the permanent signs installed. So we'll have this letter set on the front that you're seeing in SO1. And then if you can scroll to SO2.
So the one on the street is
That's the next page.
not in compliance. That's
This one here. The freestanding sign is currently code compliant and permitted.
okay.
But the summation of these 3 signs if we were to get them, the total square footage would be over the allowance. And we're only allowed 2 signs by code. We're asking for a third. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so the issue is that his application did request that.
I know it might have just been an oversight, but we
I
can't.
don't understand what you mean. It might have been an oversight. It was requested.
I know that I'm saying
Oh,
it
what? It
missed.
wasn't in the notice, you mean?
Correct. We didn't advertise for it.
Okay.
Right.
You say there's a third sign there's a sign that's already been permitted
There is a freestanding sign.
and it's already been permitted? I don't recall it going before this board.
It doesn't require a permit. It's within our zoning bylaws.
It's
Size
code
and-
compliant. So we didn't come before the board to ask for a variance. for
Okay,
it.
Correct.
my oversight.
No, it's okay. There's a lot of pieces.
Is there any feedback from the abutters or anything?
Jess, before we jump to that, Jess, do you have any thoughts?
I don't have any problem with this request.
Okay. And then do we have any comment from the public? If so, you can use the raise hand button or unmute yourself and give your name and address.
Can the person that's a representative from Advanced Auto Parts speak?
Sure, absolutely. Please give your name and address.
My name is Ashton Quinton. I'm a construction manager for the Advanced Auto at this location. And I am speaking on behalf of Advanced Auto in Virginia. I wanted to speak in regards to the height that Gary was referencing, in addition to seeing if it's a possibility of getting the approval for the square footage on the front facade and then kind of tabling the side facade that's on Fitchburg Road, tabling that for the next month meeting, if possible.
So I can't tell you, Mr. Quinton. What I would recommend is that after tonight's meeting, you get in contact with the building commissioner, and Sam, who's on the meeting tonight, can probably help facilitate that and go over it with him. Because like I said, we don't have that on our agenda this evening. So in all likelihood, we're going to take it up next month. But there's nothing we can do about it tonight. In terms of the square footage, the height we can address and the number of signs we can address, but the square footage we cannot.
And this is for clarification, this is for the square footage for the additional or the third sign that we're putting on the wall on the Fitchburg side, correct?
For the aggregate total, that 139 square feet, right? By our bylaws, you cannot exceed 124.5 square feet, and you're requesting 139. So go ahead, Jess.
Just asking if the front sign and the freestanding sign are within the acceptable square footage, they could still go ahead with those, right? And then it would be a question of whether the side sign was allowable at the next meeting because of going over the limit of size.
I think you're probably right. And I'm looking at this sketch we have in front of us, and it says channel letters, which I'm assuming are the building letters.
Yes.
Those are 112 square feet. It's under the 124.5, but I wouldn't feel comfortable saying, go ahead and order them until they've talked to Charlie, just to be safe.
Okay, so I can have the conversation with Charlie, and then if it is okay on his behalf, then it's a possibility of us having the front facade, not the side facade sign, included in the square footage. We would meet it with the other two sides.
Like I said, I'm going to have you work that out with Mr. Schultz. I don't want to give you a yes or a no and talk about something that we haven't advertised, and I don't want to go through that this evening. All right.
Understood.
Thank you, Mr. Quinton. Are there any other public comments? All right. Hearing none, if anybody would like to make a motion, I'd be happy to hear it.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance for Ayer 22 LLC Advanced Auto Parts to permit 3 signs where 2 are permitted, and to allow the installation of wall signs at a height of 17 feet, 11.5 inches, where 15 feet as the maximum height is allowed. Continue to April 19th.
Do we want to?
Oh, no, wait. Approve.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
totally get you.
I got confused. Make a motion to approve those two variances.
I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call vote. Jess,
Aye.
Ron,
I still don't know what we're voting on here. So you're saying we're voting on the whole package, and yet are we asking for a continuance, or are we approving a continuance, or what? It seems like
All right.
we're approving the whole package.
all right.
No,
So
it seems like we're approving the 3 signs instead of 2, and the installation height going to 17 plus feet. The third thing, the square footage was not advertised, so we don't even have to ask for a continuance for that. That would be our next meeting.
Okay.
All right, that being the case, Jess, you were an aye, Ron,
I just don't like this, that there's more light coming from those signs than there is in the whole parking lot, but all right, go ahead, guys. I
John,
reluctance.
and Mike Gibbons as well, aye. All right, Mr. Potts, you have your variance for the 3 signs where 2 are permitted and for the sign height. But like I
Okay,
said, I do think we're going to have to see you again next month for the square footage piece. And like I said to Mr. Quinton, I'd encourage you to contact the building inspector first thing tomorrow.
okay. Yeah, I'll do
All right.
that. Thank you.
Thank you
Will
very
do.
much.
Thank you.
All right. I make a motion to close the public hearing for Air 22 LLC, 22-7 Fitchburg Road.
Second,
Roll call vote, Jess,
I,
Ron,
All right,
John,
Aye.
and Mike Gibbons, aye. Next item is adjournment, but Sam, obviously, we're going to have a meeting next month. Outside of the items that we already know about, are there any other applications we're looking at?
No, at this point, it's just the ones we continued and advanced auto parts.
All right, great.
And I'll.
Yeah, I
try
can't-
to come first.
I sent a message that I can't be there for the next meeting, so this could cause great, let's find another alternate member here or something.
I'm trying. I've got somebody on the hook,
Great.
trying to reel
So,
in.
so maybe someone could contact Attorney Gibbons and inform him to that so that we don't just come in to do another continuance.
Well, we have.
Or
to
do
at this point.
we have to do a continuance?
Right. But the nice thing is now with our next session, if I'm correct, Sam, and if I'm wrong, please let me know, but we should just be able to rifle them off at the beginning, right? And just continue.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, please
Okay, so you
do.
can still do that.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's just a month's notice, but now it's kind of critical for that first item there.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so if you could reach out to Attorney Gibbons and just please let him know that we know as of right now, we're only going to have 4, and who knows, if something else comes up, we might only have 3. So
Yeah, I will,
And we won't have to meet to continue it again?
we will have to meet, but it'll be brief. It'll just be, we'll open the meeting. We can continue, reopen the public hearing, continue 1, 2, 3, but we won't have to do the time piece where today it was 6, 6:10, 6:15. We can do them right out the gate.
and I'm gonna actually look into whether or not the timepiece is required, because some boards will just do all their public hearings for the same time. That way you don't run into this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if one way-
6:05, 6:06, 6:07.
Yeah,
If we go beyond them, we go beyond. That's easy.
but
So
in
It's
the
okay, we don't mind spending 4 minutes with you.
So to be clear, we need to run another public hearing notice for the signs
Okay.
going over the aggregate size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we need to do that, I'll double check with Charlie in the morning.
Yeah.
With all of that, and then if that's the case, I'll run it and
Yeah.
we'll take care of it, and we'll put them early in the meeting so they can just be done.
Perfect. All right,
I'll
so
wait
Sam,
for
and
your
then,
next email, so I'll know what we're doing.
so one more thing, and this is something that I've been meaning to bring up for like 3 years. I would consider what we're doing right now board comments.
Okay,
And if you could add that to the agenda after the approval of the meeting minutes, just as a running item, we may not have comments, but I
sure.
just, for the sake of the open meeting law, if we could have it on there, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I will absolutely add meeting comments or meeting discussion, and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
So Mike, what are you trying to accomplish by that again?
So
You say,
I just want to make sure that, what I consider things like this is just housekeeping items. If we have an item on the agenda that just said board comments, it would just be a time for any of the board members to raise, any really housekeeping issues, not anything related to the public hearings, but if I'm going to be out because my daughter is a dance recital or, just small things like that, or if we want to, remind people about town meeting or something. I know it's probably overkill, but just for safety's sake.
No, that's a good idea. No, that keeps it all separated from what's, what is covered by the public meeting, yet it still maintains a slot there. If the public want to listen to what we're having to say, I don't know. They want to just check and make sure we're not making side deals, something like that. So that's good. That's nice and clean. I like that.
Great.
All right, I'm gonna play with my fishing line on the potential alternate.
Please do.
Please.
Please. Yeah. Because summer's coming up and I'm sure we've all got plans. So if we could get a alternate or two, that would be, because Sam, we can have 2 alternates, right?
I actually just read your rules and regs. You can have 4.
Great. Well, Jess, get to work.
Which might be something we should discuss. And I talked about
Dream.
it with the chair. The rules and regs haven't been updated since 2000, so we may want to look at those.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that could be a good summer item if, once we get through the spring, and I'm sure permits are going to pop up like crazy.
Yeah.
And even if we did again, I don't know why I'm floating this, but if the board wanted to do, an extra meeting, for a couple months to handle something like that, I'd be okay with it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How open are we to move meetings
Yeah.
in lieu of having enough representatives available? I know it's an inconvenience, but I think one time or another, any one of us could have that need to be away. I'm going to be traveling and I just won't be back in time. And so it might be, I don't know, how flexible are we, say 2 weeks notice or something like that to arrange for another meeting or in lieu of the meeting that we're going to have and somehow couldn't cover without without one above the quorum.
What makes it a little complicated is having to run 2 newspaper ads, specify the date.
Isn't it amazing that we still have to we're doing everything else by electronics and we have to rely on this print media that I don't even know what the local paper is. But anyway, that's the way it is. I know that's what you get stuck with. So we're stuck with it.
Sam, do the applicants pay for the legal notices?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I just wanted to.
Yeah, they pay for the hearing
yeah.
and the legal notice.
Okay.
And then, that's pretty much it.
They're not going to send you a bill, Mike.
No, I ain't paying it, so they can send it, but.
I'm the one who gets all the bills anyway, so.
Perfect. All right. That's it for me. I don't know about you guys.
You got to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote. Jess,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and Mike Gibbons, aye. Thank you, everybody.
Good night, all.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.